Okay, so we're going to talk about the materials that you're going to need for the class. The things you're going to need to start, the things that I talked about, wanting you to have on the first day. The white pad of paper that you probably already have from your drawing 1 class, provided you haven't used up all your paper. So an 18 by 24 pad of drawing paper. You're also going to need, relatively soon, Canson paper. And right here, I've got a full sheet of Canson paper, which comes slightly larger than 18 by 24. This is a toned colored paper. You're going to need to get the Canson steel gray paper. And this is a half sheet. So you'll be using a half sheet. So you'll get a full sheet like this, cutting it in half, okay? For the charcoal drawing. But the first drawing you're going to be doing, first couple drawings are going to be on this, okay? Easy. Now the drawing materials you're going to need are graphite pencils. So I have a 2B, a 6B graphite pencil. The 2B is the one you're going to be using the most. You can see it's small, so I've been using it a lot. Erasers, you're going to want to have a kneadable eraser. You know, the soft kneadable eraser like this. This is probably not new to you. And you're also going to need probably a white plastic eraser like that, okay? In addition to the graphite pencils, so that'll be all for the first assignment, you're probably also going to need to have the steel, 24-inch steel ruler, okay? So these are the things that are going to get you through the first couple drawings. Then we're going to move into charcoal, right? So for the charcoal drawing, you're going to need probably this, won't need that anymore. You're going to need to have an X-Acto knife because you're going to be sharpening your charcoal pencils with the X-Acto knife, and you're going to be using one of these sandpaper blocks, which helps you to sharpen the pencil, okay? So for the charcoal pencil, you're going to need that, charcoal drawing, and you're going to need a white charcoal pencil like that as well. So these are going to be the things that you'll need for the next drawing. Also, blending stomp, perhaps, if you want. A chamois, that's also optional. That's a very dirty chamois. All the chamois I have are very dirty. A chamois is like the stuff that you wash your car with, okay? So that's what you're going to need to have for the charcoal drawing. Actually, forget the chamois. You're not going to be blending with a charcoal drawing with that. This is going to be a black and white charcoal drawing that's not going to involve blending. So take the stomp out of there as well. Just these things, okay? All right. After we do the charcoal drawing, then we're gonna get into color, okay? Now for color, what I recommend is that you get chalk pastel. I want you to get a set of these, the NuPastel by Prismacolor, 24 count, okay? And these are going to be all messed up, but you can see there's a wide range of colors in there, which is what we want to have, okay? This is a chalk pastel, but it's a little bit harder than a soft chalk pastel. For the soft chalk pastel, you don't have to get this elaborate, but this is a Rembrandt soft pastel set, and you can see all the colors that we have there. I'm going to be doing the demo using this and the NuPastel together. So soft first and then the hard on top. And you could even get pastel pencils, which are a little bit harder than these, okay, if you want to get something with detail. And then that's where you're going to be using the blending stomp. And you're also going to be using the kneadable eraser with that, okay? So that's going to be the color drawing. Once we move out of the color drawing, we're going to be using color for the rest of the semester. So the first drawings that we start with are going to be black and white, achromatic. So either using the graphite or you're going to be using the charcoal pencils. Then everything else is going to have color in it. We're going to get into some mixed media stuff. So as far as the mixed media, that means we're going to be using wet and dry. So the things that you used before, the pastels, the graphite, you're going to be using those. You're also going to be using your vine charcoal, your ink and pen. You're going to need to have those things. You're going to need to have some kind of brush, all right? So the brushes that I think that you're going to need are going to be something kind of like what you see here, where you've got maybe a big fat one and, you know, maybe a smaller one. They don't have to have handles this long. They could be short handled as well. If you want to have a flat one too, you can, but they have to be soft. This is a brush that's for oil paint, and this is really stiff. This is no good for most of the things we're going to be doing in this class. So it's going to have to be softer material, and they don't have to be sable. They can be, they just have to feel like sable. So this is a synthetic, and you can see how soft that is. So you want something softer. As far as paint goes, you're going to have any combination of these things. You don't necessarily have to have all of them, but you're going to have some of them. I think you're probably going to want to have some watercolor, okay? So these are tubes of watercolor. The colors aren't really that important, but if you want to get like the primaries, that would make sense. Those are not the primaries. And then you're also going to want to get gouache. Gouache you might have left over from your design class. So, you know, the things that you used in there. So I have here ivory black, yellow, primary red, white, blue, and ivory black, which appears to be leaking, okay? So the ivory black as well. But for sure the primary colors, you don't have, and white isn't even that important because as a substitute for white gouache, we're gonna be using something that's a little bit unorthodox. We're gonna be using gesso, okay? So I have a big gallon container of gesso. You don't need that much. You probably can get away with having this size, and Liquitex gesso is a good brand to get. And this is, how big is this? 237 milliliters, so that's a decent size. You wouldn't use any more than that in the class. And then I have all these other weird things like spray paint. Who knows, you might be using that. For the gouache, you're gonna definitely need to have some of these palettes, also for the watercolor. So these are for mixing up your paint. You're also gonna need to have things like paper cups and things like that for water. Other things you're gonna need, artist tape. Probably gonna wanna have a can of workable fixative. What else do I have here? Oh, and you're gonna, if you are gonna be, well, you're gonna be doing some collage, so you're gonna need some type of acrylic medium. This is the GAC 100 by Golden. This is a fine, sort of thin viscosity acrylic medium, but anything that is going to be, it could be acrylic paint medium, acrylic varnish, it's all pretty much the same stuff. It's what it is basically is clear acrylic, so it doesn't have any color to it. But we could have also acrylic paint. That's going to be up to you when we're doing the mixed media. If you want to, instead of using gouache, or in addition to using gouache, you could use acrylic. Liquitex Heavy Body is a good brand for that, okay? I think that's everything as far as the materials go that you're gonna need. But the things that we're gonna, like I said before, the things you need to start off are the graphite pencils for sure, and then we'll be moving right into charcoal after that, okay? Any questions?